One new trade idea for every team 1 week before the trade deadline. One new trade idea. All right. All right. We get some new stuff finally. Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks receive Jakob Poeltl for Clint Capella, Kobe Buffkin, and 2 seconds. Raptors aren't doing that. But that's interesting. That is interesting. I don't think the Raptors are trading for Poeltl for anything other than a first. But I like Okongwu in their starting five if that's kind of what he's referencing. Would be a great pick and roll guy for Trey. That much is certain. It's interesting. Javonte Green for Jaden Springer and a 2030 second round pick. Where's Javonte Green guy? Get in here. Brooklyn Nets, Marcus Smart, G.G. Jackson, and a 2025 first for Cam Johnson. Ooh, I would like that for the Nets. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be a great return for Cam Johnson. Get G.G. Jackson. You know, that's a fun name to have. That's just a fun name to have on a young team like the Nets. Marcus Smart could flip him, whatever the case may be. And a 2025 first. Great consolidation trade for the Grizzlies. Yeah, that's really not that terrible of a trade for the Grizz either. That's actually kind of interesting. Mavs could have had Gigi with the Omax pick. Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams could have had Gigi Jackson, though. Charlotte Hornets get David Roddy and a 2025 second round pick. The Hawks receive Micic. This is the type of sicko shit that we love right here. This is the type of sicko shit that we love. Chicago Bulls, Kyle Anderson. He watched my stream, huh? Kyle Anderson, Gary Payton II, Guy Santos, and a 2025 first-round pick, lottery protected for Nikola Vucevic. You watched the stream, huh? Fair. A lot of people did. Millions did. Then, of course, the Mavericks swoop in. Donna, 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 Donna. Mavericks swoop in and pick up Gary Payton. He watched the stream yesterday. I don't blame him, man. It's a good return. You get a first-round pick for Vucevic, you should do it. Cavs, what do they've got? Chris Boucher for George Niang in a couple of seconds. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Now, George Niang, there's like a locker room piece there. And then it kind of goes back to the behind-the-scenes stuff. How often do teams trade their locker room guy? What movie is on TNT currently? It's on in the background. Days of Thunder. Tom Cruise, NASCAR driver. Chris Boucher on the Raptors. Yeah, I like that quite a bit for them. This would be a win trade for a winning trade for the Cavs. Assuming they're not like George Niang is like the glue holding our locker room together. Dallas Mavericks. No. I can't escape this fucking guy. I can't escape this guy. Kelly Olynyk for Maxi Kleber, Jaden Hardy in a 2025 second. Oh, God. Honestly, no. Honestly, no. I'm going to be real. I actually don't think I'd trade Hardy in this deal. As crazy as that is. Why would Toronto do that? I mean, I think a second rounder for Kelly Olynyk might just do the trick. People need to realize he's making $14 million next year. Not necessarily a bad thing. Not necessarily a bad thing. If you want to go and make trades. in the offseason. Paul, at the $2, you willed it. You know you did. Fuck, man. Kelly Olynyk. Ugh. Denver Nuggets. Oh, there's a Bogdan trade. DeAndre Hunter and Bogey for Michael Porter Jr., Zeke Naji, and a 2031 first-round pick swap. Wow. That's actually really interesting. I actually think that's a really interesting trade for the Nuggets. I think it'd have to depend on if you think Bogey just needs a change of scenery and is having a weird year. Where's DQ? Is DQ in the chat? DQ. DeAndre Hunter worth more. Yeah, so I think the Nuggets probably do this. The thing is, I don't know if the Hawks do. Michael Porter Jr. is expensive. Zeke Naji is one of the worst contracts in the league. 2031 first-round pick swap could be interesting. The question I would have if I'm Atlanta is just like, all right, if I'm trading DeAndre Hunter, could I get a first from another team without absorbing like a dog shit contract in the process? That would be your question. Or maybe they like Michael Porter Jr. That is interesting from the Denver side of things. I like this article so far. I think he's put some good thought into these. Pistons get Brandon Ingram. I don't love it. I don't love it. For Tim Hardaway Jr., beef stew in a couple of seconds. Oh my God, a beef stew gets traded? Swoop on in. I don't like this trade that much for the Pistons. I don't like the idea of Ingram there. I would rather have CJ. CJ makes more sense to me. If I'm trading for one of the Pelicans guys, CJ makes more sense to me. But if the Pistons say we like Brandon Ingram, we want to pay him and we want him to be a focal point of this franchise moving forward, our second, third guy, then maybe. I don't love it. I don't love it. I'm just scared of Brandon Ingram, man. I'd be scared of paying him. I just would. No, I like Ingram. I don't know. It depends on what his market is in the summer, right? 40 million? Fuck no. I'm so out on that. I don't think that's his market. 30, mid-30s, that scares me, but it's a little bit more palatable. If it's like his market's so bad, we got him for 28 million. Like, okay, then I'm very interested, right? That's just really it. Warriors, Vucevic. Okay, we already saw this. But instead of a first, they get 2 seconds. I don't think I'm saying yes to this if I'm the Bulls, to be honest with you. I know that sounds crazy. Rockets get Josh Richardson and a second for a future second. That's the type of sicko shit I'm talking about right there, baby. Josh Richardson and a second for a second. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. Indiana Pacers get Cam Johnson. All right, how do they make the contracts work? Is that it? Obi Toppin, Aaron Nesmith, a first and a swap. That's kind of a lot. I don't know. I'll be honest. That's kind of a lot if I'm Indiana. That's a haul. That is a haul for Brooklyn, for sure. Brooklyn should say yeah. Yeah, if this was offered, Brooklyn should say yes to this. No questions asked. Another consolidation trade now for the Pacers. Yes, this is a consolidation trade. And you are like Cameron Johnson's the best player in this deal. But Nesmith is still really good and impactful for you. Obi Toppin, whatever. 2 first-round picks. Clippers get Jordan Clarkson. I was thinking about a potential Jordan Clarkson to the Clippers trade. PJ Tucker, Bones Highland in a couple seconds. Sure, why not? Why not? Get a backup guard. Jazz get a couple seconds. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, I agree with you, Wopo. The Nets could just hold Cam Johnson and be like, you have to blow me away. Wow. Okay, Lakers De'Aaron Fox trade, huh? De'Aaron Fox for Austin Reeves, Rui, Gabe Vincent, and a couple of firsts. God, what a disappointing return for De'Aaron Fox that would be, huh? Clarkson is 30. Clarkson is one of those sneaky guys where you look at his basketball reference page and you're like, damn, he's been in the league that long. I think it's also because he looks so much different than when he joined the league. Like, he used all of his VC on tattoos. Now, I will find it interesting. I do find it interesting that all of the reporters and the people talking about this have just outright said De'Aaron Fox is not going to the Lakers. Like, he does not want to go to LA. But yeah, this is a shitty return. If you're the Kings, like what do you have? Like, why rush a De'Aaron Fox trade and then get? Well, is it that shitty of a return actually? Rui's a Jag, not a bad player. Gabe Vincent, whatever. Austin Reeves is interesting, right? Defensively terrible. Trying to imagine a backcourt. A backcourt with Reeves and Monk offensively is disgustingly good. I really like that backcourt. Quite a bit, actually. Defensively, it's terrible. And those picks could be valuable. 2029 first. I mean, LeBron will almost certainly be out of the league, I would think. AD's no way in 4 years is AD still AD. That's probably a pretty valuable pick. Yeah, I was just about to say that, Conga. No way I'm letting them protect their 2031 first. No chance. The more I talk about it, it's not the worst return, honestly. Grizzlies, Cam Johnson trade, Marcus Smart, Santi Aldama, and a 2026 first. Dude, the Grizzlies are just in prime position to make a trade. I mean, I like the contracts that they have. They do have some young guys. Like, they're in a prime position to do something. I kind of like this. Kind of like this for both teams. It makes some sense to me. I like the from the Brooklyn side, I like the G.G. Jackson one more. Heat get De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter. Whoa. We have a big trade here. Immediately. Okay, all right. So the Heat get De'Aaron Fox and Kevin Huerter. Interesting. I think if any team in the league were to call De'Aaron Fox's bluff between now and the trade deadline, it would be Miami. The Suns get Jimmy, so Jimmy's on the move to the Phoenix in this scenario. And the Kings get Bradley Beal, Jaime Jaquez, and 3 firsts. 2 of those firsts being the garbage first the Suns just got, and a 2029 pick from the Heat. That is just a catastrophe for Sacramento. There's no way in hell. Yeah, and all the Heat give up for a top 20, 25 player in the league is Jimmy Butler, who wants out, Jaime Jaquez, which honestly, if that's an easy yes, and a future first. That is robbery. The Kings, what? Again, if I'm the Kings, I'm like, dude, I'm not trading them if this is the fucking offer. Like, we'll ride this shit out into the summer. I'm not trading him for Bradley Beal, Jaime Jaquez, 2 dog shit firsts, and probably a pretty good first from the Heat in 2029. That's a terrible return for Sacramento. For Miami, I mean, this is just a trade for the Heat. Hell yeah. You do that 10 times out of 10. If you're Phoenix, hell yeah. You'd easily do this. Milwaukee, Zach LaVine. All right, I'm interested to see how they made this happen. Okay. They don't even try to do the 3-teamer. All right, Zach LaVine for Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, that 2031 first in a second. This trade technically doesn't work at the moment. Okay, yeah, they'd have to get under the apron. Although I saw this, and if we have any cap experts, please correct me if I'm wrong. You can actually aggregate contracts in a trade if you're a second apron team, if that trade puts you under the second apron. Is that true? Because I was doing some LaVine trades to the Bucks where they could make that happen. They could skirt the apron. I don't think the Bucks are looking for a guard that can't play defense next to Dame. I think they would easily, if the opportunity presented itself to get LaVine, they would do it 100%. Does Bobby Portis have negative trade value around the league? Probably, yeah. I balk at this trade because it's just like, if I'm the Bulls, I don't really want Chris Middleton or Bobby Portis, you know? I would love to find a third team to swoop in and save me from those contracts. Timberwolves get Malachi Branham. Wow. Okay. This is actually a little interesting. Malachi Branham and 3 second rounders for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's interesting. I kind of like the idea. They're probably not going to be able to bring back Nickeil Alexander-Walker with how much money. Like he's a good player and will probably make a decent amount of money. And you do get just something in return for him. That's interesting. I like the idea of this trade. I do. It's smart logic behind it. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, mid-level player, yeah. Pelicans, let's see what they have for their Brandon Ingram trade. Raptors. He watched the stream yesterday. Kelly Olynyk, Bruce Brown in 3 seconds for Brandon Ingram. I could see it. I really could. The Raptors inclusion into the Ingram sweepstakes has made it a little bit more interesting to me. Huge return for the Pelicans. Well, you're probably not going to get much at all. You just get some seconds. Man, that is such a depressing return, huh? Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown. And if I'm the Pelicans, I'm looking for a team to give me an expiring for Kelly Olynyk as a 3-teamer. That's depressing. Knicks get Jonas Valanciunas for Mitchell Robinson. I hate this. I hate this trade a lot. I get the logic and the mindset behind it. I just don't like it. I'd rather just have Mitchell Robinson come back and then we just hope he's healthy. Thunder. Oh, interesting. Colin Sexton. Okay. For Isaiah Joe, Ousmane Dieng, and a 2025 first-round pick. That's their own. Keep in mind, they have like 4 first-round picks this year, so they're gonna have to trade some of them. I like it. I do. I think that's pretty interesting. Is Colin Sexton the best OKC can get? Well, no. I mean, OKC could probably get damn near whoever they wanted. But this is kind of cheap for a really good player. Orlando Magic. De'Aaron Fox. That would be sick. For Jonathan Isaac, Anthony Black, 2 first-rounders. I mean, for them, yes. For the Kings, I like Anthony Black. I don't know if I love him enough for him to be really the only key piece I'm getting. Because you're looking at it logically. 2026, 2028 from the Magic, pick-wise. A lot of things can happen in the league. But if I'm trading them De'Aaron Fox, well, Fox, Franz Wagner, Paolo, all getting better. That pick's going to be pretty shitty in 2026 and probably in 2028. That's probably not going to be very good. Draft capital. So really, the main piece I'm getting is Anthony Black, which is cool. That's a fun player to have. I don't think this return's anywhere near good enough. I don't. Sixers get Jimmy for Paul George in the 2026 first. This would be so funny. This would be one of the funniest trades ever. I'm rooting for it. This would be one of the funniest trades. I'm not going to lie. If I'm the Heat, I need a little bit more than that. I might need 2 firsts in this scenario. Maybe even more. Right? I mean, I'm getting that Paul George contract is so stinky. The Alec Burks piece. I mean, that contract sucks, and that's exactly what they're avoiding. I don't think that he would do this. Phoenix Suns. Jimmy Butler, I don't know how new this information is. All right, this is the same exact tweet we saw earlier. The same exact trade we saw earlier for the Kings. Trailblazers. Chris Middleton and a 2031 first for Jeremy Grant. I don't think the Bucks would or should do this, to be honest with you. Jeremy Grant, probably better at this point in his career than Chris Middleton for sure. But is it worth giving up your only trade asset really in the form of that 2031 first? I would say no. I would say no. I think, I mean, if I'm the Blazers, fuck yes. I'm saying yes to this in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I'm saying yes to this. I don't think I'm doing this if I'm the Bucks. Kings trade De'Aaron Fox to the Rockets, along with Kevin Huerter for Fred VanVleet, Reed Shepherd, and a 2028 first-round pick. I mean, am I crazy? I'm gonna want a little bit more pick-wise out of this deal if I'm Sacramento. I want a little bit more pick-wise. Fred VanVleet's good. That's cool. Gonna have to pay him in the offseason, probably. Player option. We'll see what he does with that. Reed Shepherd's cool. Top 3 pick last year's draft. Tons of potential, but we haven't seen it in the NBA. And a 2028 first. Cool. That's cool. But if I'm just projecting 3 years out from now, the Rockets are probably going to be really fucking good. I need a little bit more. The Rockets say they don't want to cut into the rotation, but if this is what it costs, I would seriously consider it. I guess you have to factor in, too, they're getting off the Kevin Huerter money, but the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox for Chris Paul, Jeremy Sohan, Zach Collins, and 2 firsts. I'd want to keep Sohan if I'm them. I would love to keep Jeremy Sohan. I think what the thing is I think from what I can gather from this article, who wrote it? I'm not scrolling all the way up, but the author of this article, I just don't think is that high on De'Aaron Fox. Maybe not that high on De'Aaron Fox, but doesn't think his value is that high, which could be the case. I don't really know. It'd be interesting to see if this whole saga has sort of tanked the value of De'Aaron Fox. Sohan his ass. I don't know why Americans think he's any good. What do Americans have to do with this? He plays pretty well next to Wemby, though. Raptors get Gary Payton II and Moses Moody for Kelly Olynyk. All right. Sure. Utah Jazz take on, Kevin Huerter, Trey Lyles, and a 2028 first for John Collins. Yeah, I'm saying yes to that if I'm the Kings. First round pick for John Collins. Yes. Yes. Kevin Huerter's money kind of sucks, but whatever. I'm saying yes to that. You're not trying to be good now anyways. Apparently this is still might happen. John Collins to the Kings. And the Wizards Jonas Valanciunas said the Clippers for Cam Christie, PJ Tucker, and a second rounder. Pray for the Wizards, y'all. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers.